All right, so we're looking at calculation of the price of treasury bills. Treasury bills, these are debt instruments issued by government when government wants to raise money, right? Because remember, government raises money through taxes, all right? But one other way they can raise money is also by through the selling of treasury bills. So treasury bills are instruments that are traded in the money market. The money market is where short-term securities are traded. All right, so let's look at how to calculate the price of a treasury bill. An investor requires a 4% annualized return on a 1-year treasury bill with a par value of 100,000. Calculate the price that the investor would be willing to pay for this treasury bill. So as you can see, the formula for calculating the price of the treasury bill is the par value, amount printed treasury bill, divided by 1 plus R. R represents the rate. Whenever they say annualized return, it means if you hold this treasury bill for a year, this is the return that you'll get. So the annualized return is 4%. You convert this percentage into decimals, it becomes 0.04. 1 plus 0.04, we get 1.04. So to get the price of the treasury bill, we're going to divide 100,000 by 1.04. We get 96,153.85 kwacha. So this is how much the person has to pay for the treasury bill. Then if they hold it for 1 year, they'll get paid this 100,000. So to get the interest that the person will make, you just say the par value 100,000 minus the discounted price 96,153.85, and this is the interest that they make, 3,846.15 kwacha. Any questions? No. An investor requires a 7% annualized return on a 6 month treasury bill with par value of 100,000. Calculate the price of the treasury bill. Okay, so this treasury bill, it matures after 6 months, not after a year. So we're going to need to adjust this rate because this 7% represents, if you hold this treasury bill for a year, your return is 7%, but we're only holding it for 6 months. All right. So as you can see in our formula here, the price is the par value over 1 plus. So the rate, we're going to multiply it by 6 over 12. Remember, 6 months, 12 months is a full year. So 6 over 12, that's like half a year. All right. So this 6 over 12, you multiply it by 0.07, which you get 0.035. So the return you'll get for holding this treasury bill for 6 months is 3.5%. But if you hold it for a full year, it will be 7%. So we calculate the price of the treasury bill, 100,000 divided by 1.035, we get 96,618.36. This is how much they'll pay for the treasury bill. After 6 months, they get paid 100,000. So the interest that they get, you just say 100,000 minus 96,618. and you get 3,381.64. So that's the int. So if you buy this treasury bill for 96,000, after 6 months pass, you get 100,000. This 100,000 is inclusive of your interest, which is the 3,381.64. Any questions? An investor requires an 8% annualized return on a 91-day treasury bill with a par value of 100,000. Calculate the price of the treasury bill. So again, this treasury bill it matures after 91 days. So we have to adjust this rate here because this 8% represents the rate you get after you hold this treasury bill for a year. So as you can see, our rate, which is 8%, when multiplied by 91 over 365. Remember, in a year, there are 365 days. So you say 91 over 365, you get 0.249. This 0.249 multiplied by 0.08, you get 0.019. 1 plus 0.019, you get 1.019. So to get the price of the treasury bill, you just say 100,000 divided by 1.019, and you get 98,135.42. That's how much they pay for the treasury bill. Then after 91 days, they're going to get this 100,000, which is also going to be inclusive of the interest that they earn. So with most of these instruments on the in the money market, once you have the discounted price and the par value, you'll be able to know how much interest you receive. An investor requires to pay 96,000 for a 91-day treasury bill with a par value of 100,000. Calculate the annualized yield of the treasury bill. So we want the rate for a full year. So we just use this formula again. Price equals par value divided by 1 plus R. So this person is paying 96,000. The par value 100,000. We want to find R here. Okay. I want to find R. So we cross multiply. 96,000 times 1 plus R. We get 96. We put it like this here. 96,000 and 1 plus R. If you want, you can expand the brackets, but to make life easy, don't expand the brackets. Just leave it like this. Okay. After we cross multiply, we want to isolate this R by itself. So the first thing we do, we divide both sides by 96,000. So on the left-hand side, if we divide 96,000, it goes. On the right-hand side, you say 100,000 divided by 96,000. You get 1.042. So to get the value of R, you just take this 1 over the equal sign. So R is going to be 1.042 minus 1, and we get 0.042. If we multiply it by 100, we're going to get 4.2%. So that is the annualized yield for the treasury bill. Any questions before we go to the next security, which is commercial papers,